I try to offer a viewer a chessboard with some pieces on it, and then for each viewer to sort of use that board and those pieces in whatever game they want to play. I am a maker. I draw, I paint, I try to be creative in one way or another. I teach art history and I teach painting and drawing. I was born in Ljubljana, which is today the capital of Slovenia. It was called Yugoslavia. It wasn't necessarily a communist republic, but it definitely had trappings of a socialist regime. And then I spent 4 years in Sicily. I lived in Italy. I went there as a student at one point. In my early 20s, it really opened my eyes to different cultures, history. I was a newly minted father. My son was 6 months old, I believe, when we moved to America. I did some drawing earlier when I was younger and then failed spectacularly, so I abandoned any kind of art making for a very, very long time. But when Eddie was turning 1, I had drawn this image for him that he still has, which was Wolverine and Cable and Colossus from X-Men. And that really kind of like sparked that, like something opened within me. I was like, oh, I used to really love doing this. And I think that eventually kind of got me back into the arts. The first influence was this visual combination of music and imagery. My dad had like a stack of old comic books, you know, Marvel reprints, Captain America, Thor, Spider-Man. That was really the first genesis of it for me. It was comics and music. I found a CD by a musician named Lou Reed, and the album was called New York, and it had the song on it, Dirty Boulevard, that I just thought, this was my music. So the artists that have inspired what I do are Leonardo da Vinci and Marcel Duchamp. But then even as an art historian, then there's different influences, you know, kind of helped direct which way I go as an art historian and as a teacher of art history. I do think that there's something really extremely personally gratifying to see people get excited and engaged with things that they learn about a certain period or a certain art or a certain creator. The same way I got excited when I was in those classes. And to recognize that in students' faces is probably the most satisfying part of what I do. There's so much content on this planet, more than ever right now. In 100 years, if even one of my pieces is even remotely alive, I'll be super grateful. I'm grateful for any person that spends even a few seconds with what I do. The ultimate dream project, there's a few of them. So creating a cover for a Criterion collection. I would love to score a film, and I would like to have an exhibit in my home country or my hometown. The message that I would hope audience goes away with is just that life is a very wonderful journey. As long as you have something to strive for and, you know, keep your eyes on the ball.